You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.
How's it going, Los Angeles? The Startup with Monique Lore. I'm Monique Lore. I'm coming to you live today from DC, traveling for work, and wanted to check in with you guys. We have a wonderful show today, a lot of amazing entrepreneurs on. First, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, La Casa del Camino, Michael Solberg Family Wines, and Next Level Global Solutions. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel and being a partner and believing in the vision here at The Startup. All right, guys. Well, I have my first guest today. Clayton is here from My Clear Step. Clayton, welcome to LA Talk Radio.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Monique.
You're welcome. All right. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your brand.
Absolutely. So my name is Clayton Key. I'm the Vice President of Product Management at My Clear Step. My Clear Step launched as the premier numberless scale for performing blind weigh-ins in 2020. We happened to coincide right around the time COVID hit. So it wasn't our original intent to purely be focused on virtual care, but just right out of the gates, that was a use case. And so the way My Clear Step works is we understand it's important to capture weight as a health metric, but we also understand the anxiety that can come specifically with certain populations around capturing that measurement. So what we do is we provide a complete blind weigh-in experience in which an individual can step on a scale, no display, no numbers. The data goes to their clinician, their doctor, their dietitian, therapist, whomever it may need to go to, and then the anxiety of the experience is completely removed.
You know, this is really great technology, just being worked at its finest to help people. Can you go full screen on Clayton, Sam? Clayton, go a little deeper. Tell us a little bit more about the backstory.
Yeah, so My Clear Step is actually a part of a parent company, Shape Health. And so Shape Health was co-founded by our CEO, Natty Levy, and co-founder, behavioral scientist, Dan Ariely. They both understood that there was this big issue with weigh-ins and actually created a separate product in which we provide people color feedback based on the trends. Then as we were rolling out that product, we understood for certain populations, it may actually be better to receive no feedback at all. We began experimenting, understanding that a blind weigh-in solution would have so many benefits for so many people. So rolled it out initially as a virtual care product for eating disorders specifically. I've completely kind of taken over as the number one product for capturing weight for virtual care and eating disorders. Since then, we've scaled up and now we serve populations ranging from athletics and high school, college, professional level, oncology, pediatrics, addiction, really you name it. We think that we have a great solution that we can really get people to capture those measurements that are needed to assess progress in certain ways without the anxiety of having to actually see that number or think about what that number is going to be on a day-to-day or weigh-in to weigh-in basis.
Really, really good work, Clayton. So tell me what you want our listeners and viewers to know about My Clear Step, maybe debunk some theories or some things that maybe people might believe about this topic, or how can we help get the word out?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I would just communicate what a blind weigh-in is. A lot of people are not familiar with that term. So a blind weigh-in just means the person stepping on a scale or having the measurement captured doesn't see any form of the data at all. So we do that with our completely display-free scale and app that provides no feedback whatsoever. But as far as the actual research goes, there hasn't been a ton on the efficacy regarding the actual outcomes. What we're mostly focused on is the actual experience in itself, where there's a lot of promising data. And so I think this is something almost everyone can relate to, no matter where they are as an individual. But just anytime we think about a scale, even if it's not us stepping on it, it triggers a lot of emotions. And that's what we're really trying to get beyond, because we know weight can be a meaningful metric if we're looking at it over a period of time. But we also know what weight isn't. Weight isn't your value. Weight isn't your health. Weight, especially on a granular level, is none of those things. So what we're trying to do is completely separate those things and make sure we can get the value of capturing measurements without any of the issues that have stemmed from diet culture, social media, and all these things where people think they have to weigh a certain amount or look a certain way.
I think that's really, really refreshing. You're taking me back another lifetime ago when I was working at 24 Hour Fitness, and I was a track runner and a fitness trainer, and I remember the scale, even with people who were really fit. The society's definition of what that means, I don't know, I'm sure that ranges, but just stepping in on that, capturing how much muscle mass and how much fit body fat and all, it can be so anxiety driven. Even within gym culture, I can only imagine people who are outside of that culture and the outside pressures. Where can we see this going? What's the overall goal? Like, are we marking people maybe that, like, survival stories, maybe you got in front of something? Where are we going with this?
Absolutely. So right now it is being utilized primarily as a tool treating both virtual and in-clinic patients for eating disorder. But as I stated, we're starting to branch out. What we really see the value in My Clear Step is being a preventative tool. And so, think about every individual you've ran across that by the time they are just turning 18, just entering adulthood, they're already kind of stigmatizing their weight and aligning that with who they are and what their value is. So we see it as being an excellent tool that parents can use with their children to be able to capture weights and not have them think about what they weigh as they grow older. We see it as a great tool for pediatricians as they're doing yearly and bi-yearly checkups to be able to capture measurements and perform blind weigh-ins so that the individual isn't really thinking about those sort of things. So we see it much more long-term as not just a tool for a small population. We see this as being a tool that can really help people, from early childhood onward to, again, capture measurements and really start to create that separation between, what I weigh and who I am as an individual.
So important to capture those weights blindly, like you're saying. And I think of it kind of like a gas tank. You can't get far with no gas in your tank. So you need to know how much gas you have in the tank and how much you need, and you can move from there. And just using it, like you said, as a metric to measure where you are health-wise, I think is really important for someone or entrepreneurs out there that are looking to get into this industry to really be preventative and help and kind of marry tech with, health, addressing health issues. Where would people start? I mean, do you have any advice for that startup in this field?
Yeah, I think whether it's specific to health and preventative care, it starts with the same place. Every great startup starts with a huge problem. And I think healthcare is one we can all relate to, that there's a lot of problems in healthcare, specifically in America. So I would say just look for where those pain points are as an individual, whether it's you yourself going through a certain experience or an individual, a friend, a family member, whatever it may be, starting to identify where are these gaps, where are these issues, where are these problems that you can really solve, and then start digging in and learning everything you can, because there's so many opportunities for us to improve, how we treat people within healthcare, how we solve some of these health crises, that there's, endless opportunities for entrepreneurs.
I think that's so motivating. And by the way, I want to thank you for spending time during your Labor Day weekend. What are some things you do to unplug as a startup, medium-sized business? What do you do? Any tips for entrepreneurs to avoid burnout, or any little tips that you might want to give?
Yeah, so I have a health and fitness background. You mentioned being at 24 Hour Fitness. I actually worked there. I worked at Lifetime. Fitness and staying active and prioritizing your own health is hugely important. So one of the things I do, I'm in Austin, Texas. It's a little warm right now. We're in about week 9, week 10 of triple digits. But just getting out, being active, getting some vitamin D, being out in the sun, enjoying nature, and just finding that time to decompress and prioritize your own health, I think, is extremely important. Recharge the batteries so you can stay focused and kind of hit it hard the next day.
I'm so excited you came on here, Clayton, and thank you for those tips. And very easy. It doesn't cost much to go outside, right? So
exactly.
So great. Why don't you go ahead and plug where people can sign up, read more about you, and maybe follow your journey and support My Clear Step?
Absolutely. So we're all over social media at My Clear Step. And then you can find us at myclearstep.com. Get in touch with us if you're a physician, a dietitian, a therapist looking to implement My Clear Step into your practice. Please contact us there, or simply an individual who's interested in throwing out the old bathroom scale and having something new that they can just send data directly to their primary care physician.
Beautiful. And then, I think you would really be great in the Hollywood setting. I mean, we're all obsessed with fitness and looks in LA. And we have the Emmys celebrity event coming up. We should probably have you come bring a scale or something and get some conversations started.
Yeah, we do have some high level individuals in Hollywood. I won't disclose names, but they've promoted our product on their social media sites already. So like I said, we think this is a great product for so many use cases, ranging in age, ranging in population, whomever it may be, no matter where you are on your journey. So yeah, check us out, myclearstep.com.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Clayton. Have a beautiful rest of your holiday weekend, and we will see you soon, I hope, with an update.
Absolutely. Thanks, Monique.
All right. Have a good day. All right, guys. That was Clayton from My Clear Step. Please, excuse the background here. I'm on the road again, doing a shoot. But thank you, Clayton, for coming in on Labor Day weekend. The grind doesn't stop here at the startup. Sam, I'm sure you're going to text me when our next guest is here. And I'm a little early here, but let me give you guys some updates. This year, before the end of the year, the Pandemic Project documentary will be making an announcement. We will be premiering the whole film, all 90 minutes of the first film. So that's coming up. Just stick around on socials. I'll plug it again here. We'll probably play that trailer again. We really are looking for you guys to give us some likes, give us some feedback. If it's positive or negative, we really would love just to hear what you guys think of what we've done with the 10-time nominated and award-winning world trailer. And, we did it a lot longer, that 7 minutes and 47 seconds. We thought it was a big moment in time, a timepiece, and we wanted to capture that in the trailer. So we broke a few rules to do that and make it a little longer. So check that out. You guys can actually go on YouTube. It's 4 words. It's the Pandemic Project documentary. So you can check it out there. Give us, like I said, a like. Hopefully you won't give us the thumbs down, but whatever. Do what you need to do. All right. Also, I want to give you guys a heads up. It's about to be harvest. I think it's harvest now in the wine business. As some of you might know and follow my show, I have a startup called the Wine Caterers. My wine partner is Leah Solberg from Michael Solberg Family Wines. And right now you can get pre-ordered up for the holidays. Okay, guys. So it's September 3rd today. Pretty soon it's going to be October 1st. And then from there, once Halloween happens, you know how the holidays get. They just creep up even quicker. So if you're looking for that glass of wine that pairs well with anything, Michael Solberg Family Wines has 4 varietals: Cab Sauv, Merlot, Rosé, and Chardonnay. It's www.michaelsolbergfamilywines.com. Tell Leah Solberg that Monique from the Startup with Monique Lore sent you, and enjoy some beautiful wines. And by the way, it's family owned. Her father, Michael Solberg Family Wines, Michael Solberg Family Wines it was founded by Michael Solberg, tongue twister. And it was founded in the late 70s, early 80s. And so now Leah Solberg, the daughter, is carrying on the family brand and legacy in his extension. I believe that's the proper word, but in his transition. So check them out. Also, a shout out to La Casa del Camino in Laguna Beach. Thank you so much. If you're looking for a staycation, if you want to get away from the city life, the bustle of Los Angeles, it's right between LA and San Diego in Laguna Beach. And it's called La Casa del Camino Hotel, and they're beachside. So, and hey, I might see you in the lobby. They have live music. They're known for the rooftop. It's got the Catalina views there in Orange County. So check out lacasadelcamino.com. Let's see who else. Listen, I have so much stuff to update you guys on. There will be more announcements, but I wanted to also let you know about the Endemic Project, which is the 3rd installation of our docu-trilogy series. We are looking to go to South Africa here probably in the next few weeks to month and finish out that last piece for the film. So hang tight, stick around. We'll have more announcements. We're looking for stories, though, people who maybe just started something new, picked up the pieces after the pandemic, and are, making moves in South Africa. They can be pretty much anywhere. We can do virtual interviews. If you know anyone, guys, go and email us, the Endemic Project documentary @gmail.com. That's a long email, isn't it? You can also just DM us there on Instagram, the Endemic Project documentary. You can email me here on this show. It handles all the projects we're working on. So it's the Startup with Monique Lore. and you should be able to know how to spell my name because it's right there. And you can also follow us on social media, by the way. We're live now on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So go ahead, excuse me, not Instagram, but LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. So go ahead, and YouTube as well. Shout out to YouTube. So go ahead and follow us on any of those platforms at the Startup with Monique Lore. All right, Sam, give me a little check-in here. Let's see if we've got someone else coming up, teeing up to bat. All right, it is the holiday weekend, guys. I understand how that can be. So want to make sure you guys are following us on all socials. And if you have any show ideas, like if there are topics we haven't covered yet on the show lately, we've covered a lot of different brands, a lot of different startups, but we always want to be covering topics that you guys want to hear about from entrepreneurs' mouth, their journey, start to where they are now. So if you have any show ideas or products or services that we haven't covered, go ahead and get into the comments, or you can email us, and we will look to cover those brands. So I'm excited to do that. All right, guys, I want to give you a couple reminders. It is going to be the fall soon, which is happens to be my favorite season. We have our 4-year anniversary show coming up in 2 weeks, September 17th. Tune in here. I'm going to have an amazing show, and it's our 4-year anniversary. I usually get a cake for the show with a little mic on it. You might see some posts on Instagram, but yeah, we're gonna have a full packed show. I can't believe it's been 4 years. I can't believe that you guys have kept me on the air for this long. I'm so grateful. Thank you for everybody that supports this channel. We're looking to do big things soon, and so Sam, I'm taking Sam all the way to the top, right, Sam? Well, he's already at the top, but we'll get this little show. We're going to keep this little show going and growing. So yeah, please keep tuning in. We want to make it to 5 and keep growing from there. So, just a reminder from me, as someone who started with no capital, nothing, zero, -0, right? And not having a lot of help, just kind of figuring it out on my own. Of course, friends are there to support you, but you really are just trying to chart it out on your own. I would say that if you're looking to start something here, may it be in media, in radio, wherever it is, just remember why you started, even when it gets hard, right? Just remember, all right, I have this good idea. I see how it's supposed to go. I don't know how I'm going to do it, right? Some people do. So it's not a struggle for everybody. Some people have, all the means, and that makes it so much easier because you can move quicker. You can grow the brand quicker, and you have freedom. So, if you have a really good idea and you're just not sure how you're going to do all of it, take me as an example and just keep pushing the gas. Don't give up. I know it sounds cheesy, but don't give up. Hey, prioritize differently. Entrepreneurs, I think, prioritize differently. I know I do. Some things, everybody's got different wishes, and of course, we're not going to all want the same things, but I think when you prioritize what's important to you, that clears a lot of the clutter, right? So that clears your head about what you're spending money on. And I'm always still learning, of course, with everything I'm doing. But prioritizing like comfort in travel, for instance, right? Like, so I'll give you an example of something that would be really, really easy to do. You have to change your mindset, though, if you're trying to move around a lot and do things and get your projects going. For instance, I'm here at a hostel. It's in DC area. It's absolutely lovely. Sometimes you have to keep it lean. Like I might want to sit in the front of the plane or have a little more leg room or back comfort if it's a long flight. So I'll spend money in that area, right? So that I'll wake up refreshed, or I'll feel better, or I just feel, like at least I could, get a little comfortable before I have to hit the ground and do the next thing. So that to me would be of value, right? So I'm always looking for deals to do that. But I might cut some corners and costs, for instance, here at a hostel, right? You meet cool people. And sometimes you have your own, quarters, but sometimes it can be where you're sharing, but you can cut your travel costs significantly if you look for things like that. So have that talk with yourself, but I want to always just be encouraging entrepreneurs, like even if you need to travel for business, there are ways to do it and save money. Some apps lately, I want to talk to you guys about some of these apps that I've been using. Kickoff is really great for credit. They're not paying us. Shout out to Kickoff. You should come over here to the startup. We would love to be partnered, but Kickoff is great. You get a card, you put money on it, and you control what's on it and the spending. And you also can control, your credit score. I think you can go up. I think it's between, 0 and 50 points is what they advertise. I just signed up. I'll keep you guys posted. You have to remind me too, though. I'll try to remember, but I'll keep you apprised of how that's going. There's a couple other apps that I really like. Zip is another app, guys. If you are an entrepreneur and you need like office supplies, or you need to do a Walgreens run, or you need to get, basic stuff, coffee, water, snacks for the office, whatever, and you don't quite have money, you're not always liquid all the time, right? You might run out of capital at certain times of the month. You can go on zip.com and just download their app. Again, shout out to Zip. They don't pay us here, but I want to give them a shout out because it's been helpful to kind of bridge the gap. So go on Zip. And the great thing about Zip is you can order from many different retailers from everywhere, all over, and you pay it in an installment. So they give you a flat rate of how much it costs to finance that amount, and then you do it. If you pay it off early, great. They'll give you what they call spending power, so they might lift your spending power. So again, these are little tips that can help you shave off some money when it really, really counts. I also would say, on some airlines, when you do upgrade to say business or more comfort, I don't know who, I got to get my list, but a few of the really top airlines, they will give you complimentary food and drinks, right? So you can pay that fee and get more comfort, and then also get something to eat and drink that will hold you over. Of course, it's not like, spaghetti and meatballs, but, that is another way to be thinking, hey, I can get two things done here, be comfortable, land fresh, and have a snack that, I don't have to pay twice. So little tips from the road. I feel like there's more travel tips, which I'm sure I'm going to give them to you at some point. All right, guys, I want to just go ahead and check in with Sam here and see if he's got anything. I'm sure you're going to text me, Sam, when they come, right? You're always good about that. But that's me checking in. All right. I've been talking about merch for this brand, this channel for a while. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's a holiday. People are trickling in. But I am going to close it out at 4:30 today if people are just having too much fun on Labor Day. And that might be the case, and we'll rebook our other guests. But let me talk to you guys about the merch, okay? What are you wanting to see from the startup? I want to get some merch that's practical, cases for your phone, like covers for your phone, right, that have the startup, or binders, or backpacks. I want to get some travel gear that's functional. Let me give you guys something as an entrepreneur that travels everywhere. I have this little case. I think I got it at Nordstrom's. Looks pretty nice, right? Doesn't have a label or anything, and I kind of like it that way, especially when I'm traveling as a woman by myself. I like to be low key in some areas. Let me be clear. But what's cool about getting something like this, and I see them do this in Europe and Asia, it's obviously a belt fanny pack, but what I did was I consolidated the important stuff. So I just put like credit card ID in here, and maybe like a lip gloss on the side, a mint, and then what you do is you just fold it over and you sling it. So it does a couple things. Let me stand up so you guys can see. It does a couple things for me when I'm traveling. I don't have to fumble through my other bag, or if I've checked something, I've got everything I need to get through check-in and pay for food or whatever. B, I think it keeps my hands free so I can roll everything out. C, you're not ever worried if you left anything in the seats of the plane or anywhere, because it's right in front of you and you just got to close it. So there you go. These are little things that can help entrepreneurs traveling, keeping it simple, keeping it lean. I want to also plug, I feel like there's something else coming up, you guys. I think we have, it's Casa LA. We have the Casa LA wine and art event coming up. I believe it's coming up very soon. So stay tuned. I will be making announcements on that. I feel like it's either in October or November. But if you are a wine brand or snacks or anything that relates to pairing and tasting, we would love to partner with you and have you come. It raises money for court-appointed youth in Los Angeles, and we've been involved the last few years, and they've asked us back. It's been spectacular. There's people from everywhere. It's usually in downtown LA. There's lots of cool art, original art, lots of great vendors, a lot of startups. So there's a lot of good energy in the room. So it's a beautiful marriage of philanthropic work with startups, wine, and art. So if that's something you're into, check it out. It's Casa LA's Wine and Sign. So wine and sign, wine and art. So many details. All right. I want to do a quick check-in before we roll out. Guys, as entrepreneurs, I want to see, just test the temperature. How are you guys feeling? What are the new things you guys are using for financing, for angels, right? For investors? Are there any new apps? Are there any new ideas? We know about the angel list. We often visit back there. Conferences. Are there any startup conferences with investors? If you guys are an investor and you're looking for talented brands, we have a whole roster, almost 4 years worth. So we would love to facilitate connections between angel investors, VC, anything for these startups, okay? And if you're a startup and you're looking for that, and maybe we can help you connect with someone, we want to start opening doors for people. I think it's good energy. I think it's good karma. I think that is the way, connecting dots for people, because there's enough to go around. That's what we believe here at the startup. There's enough to go around for everybody, and everybody wants something different. So we have to, be encouraging. So I want to start having that conversation about connecting startups with investors and cash, because we need cash. Another topic we will be revisiting soon is the topic of banking, startup banking. I myself have had trouble with that, getting business banking accounts, right? If you are a person that is just starting out and maybe you don't have your EIN number, or you are, you just never had a bank account before, or there's certain banks that maybe don't make enough revenue yet. Let's have a conversation. I would really love to promote the banks that are supporting startups like that, female owned, male owned, of course. We love you, gents. It's, just a little bit more of a challenge sometimes for different people. So we want to be supporting those banks that support us, right? So who are you guys excited about? Get in the comments, email us. I really want to know. Maybe we can even get one of them on the show. I would love to see where their dollars are going as we enter in almost the last quarter of the year. Where are their dollars going for the new year, the end of the year and the new year for startups, right? That's a really good conversation that we can have here, because I can connect startups all day with banks and VC and angel. So if that's you, if you know anyone, if that kind of tingles you a little bit, you want to get the word out, Let's do it. Let's help each other out. There are a lot of things, guys. If you are starting up your business, I want to encourage you to go to LegalZoom.com. Shout out to LegalZoom. We are not partnered, but I can't wait for us to be one day. But LegalZoom.com is great. If you are on a penny, on a dime, and you need to start something. Let's say you have a name for your business. You want to buy the website. And I always encourage over the years, do not buy the website first. Always go for the trademark. Even if you can't afford all $599 that it costs, and maybe give or take a few bucks, giving what state you're in and what exactly you're filing, that's worth it. That protection, because you can get a website taken down. You can say, I own this brand, and you need to, you can work that out. But you have to trademark your brand, and it has to include a symbol, a logo, something like that. So, you want to finalize it. Of course, you want to start with the name, but you want to also attach a visual, because you're not going to want to keep going and revising, right? So I think I revised a couple of my logos in the beginning, maybe one or two times. But you want to stick with one that people can recognize, that's recognizable. Obviously, like the LA Talk Radio one right here is very recognizable. So be thinking that way. Also, a little tip here to save money as well. If you don't have that $599, you go on LegalZoom and you get a name reservation, and that holds the name of the brand for 30 days. Now, double check my information. Things change all the time. So I don't want you guys, getting upset with me. But the last time I did use it, that was the case. So like I said, state by state, Things change, but for the most part, you can get a name reservation for up to 30 days if you do not have all the money. And I believe it's under $75 the last time I checked. So that's really great. You can also go on like Coupon Cabin, scroll around on Google and find coupons for LegalZoom and save money. I believe in addition to that, if when you're ready to get to the LLC stage, you can also make payment arrangements. So that's really great. All right, guys, it doesn't look like anybody wants to talk to us for the rest of this show, does it, Sam? Everybody's out having fun for their Labor Day weekend. I encourage you to do the same. We will check back with our other guests after today, and we will get them rebooked and have them here. Thank you so much for everybody that came on, for Clayton that came on today. What will you start up today? Shout out to Sam. Happy Labor Day. Be safe, and we'll be back next week. Be well.
You're listening to The Startup with Monique Lore, only on LA Talk Radio.